before I came here, I was only surviving through my days. I would cry because of what I was feeling and going through. And today I've learned how much prayer totally changes everything that are around me. And I finally started living this time around.
You know, when we think about the corporal or the spiritual works of mercy, and it's like, well, gosh, how am I, feeding the hungry and clothing and giving drink and visiting the prisoner? And if you're a donor to Catholic Social Services, you're doing all of that already through your donations, through the time, that you spend volunteering, through your prayers, because only with those donations and those prayers and your time are we able to accomplish our mission.
I just think about how so many people don't have what we have. And I'm not talking about money or things. They don't have a family support. They're here maybe by themselves. And your family is huge. So this is their family.
With the clients and the households that we serve, a lot of times they are living paycheck to paycheck. And so we all know what difficult economic situations, we're experiencing right now with inflation. So it really just takes one unexpected cost that can really set a family back. And so we at Catholic Social Services are wanting to be that partner in the community that's able to help them get through those difficult times.
I said, any day this wheelchair is going to bust the wheel. So I came down here, and luckily you ordered me and got me one, and it was like I could have kissed the ground when I got that wheelchair. Thank the Lord that I met you. It's just a wonder. It's an act of God, really. But I thought, if I ever get any money, I am going to bring you some money down here. You give somebody, buy them something that they need.
The cool thing about it was when the two gals left with their food, Diane being in a wheelchair and the other gal having the rotator cuff surgery, Diane said, I'll help you with your groceries. And then the other gal said, I'll help you with your groceries. And they just were so heartfelt and wonderful. It was just that awesomeness of neighbors in need coming together and helping one another. And these people become your friends, and we call them clients, but they're really our friends and our neighbors in need.
People are coming in, they're desperate for food, and so to be able to provide those things for them and know that we're doing God's work. We are His hands, we are feeding the hungry, and that work of mercy is just beautiful, and it just brings so much joy to my life.
Serving the poor is not an easy mission, so we here at CSS need to make sure we have time for prayer, for adoration, and we have to make sure we take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others.
Working with the volunteers is always just the best highlight for me. They make the store happen. So we're just glad that we have them able to come in and do all this work for us. So
I have really enjoyed being a volunteer here. Serving the community through the thrift store has been awesome. I now have regulars that come in and we visit, we talk, we say hi. I think we forget that people are so important and we need each other.
It's more than just that we sell stuff. We want to make sure that people have an outlet to come and do these things, to volunteer and feel like they have people to talk with and just share a smile, laugh, cry, whatever you need to do for that day. So it's kind of meeting a different kind of need there too.
So Catholic Social Services of Southern Nebraska serves the entire Lincoln Diocese, which is everything from Iowa to Colorado, south of the Platte. We have 4 offices located in Lincoln, Auburn, Hastings, and Imperial. And in all of our locations, we have the Emergency Services Program, which provides rent and utility assistance to families in need.
And the people that come are very needy in different ways. They might work, but it doesn't stretch that far. It isn't always food. It can be a gas card, it can be utilities, it can be rent.
In a small community, you know these people. It's just so overwhelming because you just never know what life is brought their way, and these people that need help, it's very heartwarming. You always leave here feeling good.
Another program that we have at Catholic Social Services is our food market and meal services, and that looks a little bit different in each of our locations. And so in Auburn, we are partners with the Food Bank of Lincoln, and so we're excited to be that presence down in Nemaha County that serves not just individuals in Auburn and that county, but the counties surrounding Nemaha as well.
We're very excited. We have a big, beautiful food pantry here, and we really are supplying a lot of people with the food that they get in this area. Hope and I are actually taking classes right now too to become coordinators to help people with their finances and to learn how to best budget their money that they have. And so like maybe if we've assisted them with financial assistance for a utility bill or rent payment, something like that, then we can offer them continual classes to work with their budget so maybe they don't get in that situation again.
In Lincoln, we have a client choice food market model.
Our clients actually get to come into our grocery store, basically. And so we give them the dignity to be able to personally select the items that they're going to eat. When we have people coming in to our food market, they're relocated in Lincoln from other parts of the world, other parts of the country. Foods that are something that they know how to cook. They know what it is. And it fits into their digestive system. Halal chicken and garbanzo beans and red kidney beans for people who won't eat macaroni and cheese. Or, some of the other kind of American kind of foods.
And that allows them that choice and that ability to select items that takes into consideration the different dietary and cultural restrictions and preferences that they all have. In Lincoln, an exciting new project that we have this year is our community garden. Very excited to partner with Community Crops and a couple other agencies in Lincoln to be able to grow and provide fresh produce to our clients. Our food program in Hastings is probably the largest.
We've reached out all across southern Nebraska to help people in need.
We have 3 different routes that we travel to, area food pantries, and help keep them supplied as well.
So food recovery items include a pallet load of groceries. It's about 300 to 400 pounds of groceries, 200 to 300 pounds of meat to each of those 14 locations.
We redistributed 207 tons of surplus food through our food recovery program. Hastings CSS has given away almost $1 million in overall client assistance, and that assistance comes in many avenues.
Our food market program touches almost every other program within CSS's agency. We provide food for the refugee families and immigration. We work with emergency services, and we provide food oftentimes for the women at St. Gianna's program.
With the decision that overturned Roe v. Wade, it's really been an invitation for us at Catholic Social Services to go back to the roots of the St. Gianna Women's Homes and look at our mission. And yes, of course, we are a place where we will always serve survivors of domestic violence, but we really want to focus moving forward, helping women who are going through crisis pregnancies or unplanned pregnancies, and just making sure that, first of all, the women know that we're here for them and that we're going to help them through not just their pregnancy but beyond, and we're going to connect them to other resources and people in the community so that they feel loved and supported.
So now we have our apartments in Lincoln, but we also are expanding our services to crisis response and case management. We recently purchased a house that we are planning to turn into a maternity home and hoping to make it a project that the diocese can kind of come around and really be involved with, provide an opportunity for us as a pro-life community to support moms and children in those situations.
Another program that we have at Catholic Social Services is our Immigration Legal Services, and that is working with primarily our clients who come through the refugee resettlement process. And so once they enter the United States, we work with them for the first few months. I remember a couple years ago when there was the evacuation from Koppel, and we, in a very short amount of time at Catholic Social Services, received hundreds of Afghan moms, dads, kids, and we're working very quickly to welcome and resettle them. And then last February, a year ago, you saw what happened in Ukraine. Pretty similar response that we at Catholic Social Services had to do in order to prepare and welcome the Ukrainians. And so up until today, we've welcomed more than 100.
We do several services at CSS here. I came here in 2009 as a refugee myself, and I mean, in the beginning it was hard because you came with nothing.
They come in with the one suitcase basically. No one have anything, so they need to start over.
We will pick the clients from the airport. We will take them to their home, provide a warm meal. We also have to provide like a cultural orientation.
Provide transportation, interpretation, guide for like all the paperwork and everything.
Just imagine, if you're a refugee coming from abroad, you don't have an income, you don't have a job yet in your new city, you don't have rental history, and so it's really difficult for us to find landlords that are willing to work with us and our clients. And so we also purchased another home, and the home is designed to be a place that will accommodate refugees as they get started here in Lincoln. One thing we're going to focus on in 2023 is really scaling up our sustainability with the donations that we receive, whether we're giving it back out to clients, or we are selling it in one of our thrift stores, or we are recycling it and extending the life cycle of that product. We want to be really good stewards of all of the donations that we receive. With the renovation of our current building and an expansion on the south side of the building, it'll just be nice to have enough space for staff, for us to welcome community partners, for us to welcome our clients and have different meeting rooms and a classroom, and just all of this beautiful space for our clients and our programming that continues to grow. CSS has such a tremendous opportunity to do so much across the southern part of our state. And I look at my staff and I look at the volunteers, and I'm so grateful for their willingness to engage and to encounter not just our clients, but other partners in the community, because only then will we really be able to help people in need.
When asked about how we measure the success of our program, it's really hard. I look at the smiles, the tears, and the hugs.
I'm just really grateful for this place. It really has changed my life, and today I feel like there's a next year.
I think sometimes, when we're in church or we're sitting in the pews and we hear, love thy neighbor, trying to figure out what that means and what that looks like in our daily lives. And my advice there is get to know your neighbor. It's going to help you to love them if you know them.